What's up, everybody? I'm here at work still for a couple more hours, and I figured I'd come on here for a few minutes and talk about something that was very dear to me in my early teenage years. I was going through vintage guitars on Google Images at lunch break earlier, and I stumbled across this good memory. I'm going to show it to you right now. This here is a Teisco electric guitar made in Japan, and this model right here was my first electric guitar. My mom and dad and my sister were at a Kmart store near where we lived, and we saw this guitar, and my mom and dad figured, you know what, let's get him this guitar. He's been practicing on that acoustic guitar, or somewhat acoustic guitar, because it had some of those nylon strings at the end, the last 3 bottom strings. So they gave me this Teisco guitar. I tried to learn it. They ended up getting me guitar lessons from this kid that my sister knew. He was a much better player at that time. And eventually I started to outdo him in terms of playing songs, playing chords, because at that time I was learning from everything around me. I'm one of those guys that learn by ear instead of sheet music, which to this day I still have an issue with reading. I remember this guy, he taught me my first rock song to play, Turn to Stone by Joe Walsh. Later on I learned stuff by the Human League, Don't You Want Me. I learned that on the guitar. I learned a couple other songs. I also used to watch the old MTV with my guitar in hand, learning the chords of how the musicians in the music videos would play them, learning the chords of the songs on the MTV, like a couple from Cheap Trick, Blue Oyster Cult, Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. I was big on that song. But what really got me back into the guitar once again, because I quit for a couple of years prior to this, was King Crimson. And I mentioned this a couple times before on my music show and another interview show I did with Nikki Knights a couple years ago. It was Robert Fripp from King Crimson that got me back into the guitar. So much credit to him for inspiring me to play once again. Now you may ask, whatever happened to this model? Well, I kept it around for many years, playing it, until 1987, when I bought this Strat copy at a nearby music store, a guitar shop called Massimino's by Groesbeck Highway. It was about over $100. I liked it. I had a thing for Strats at that time. I played that a lot. I also played the Teisco from time to time. And I also should point out that I was given another Teisco guitar. This one had a different shape, but one of the points at the bottom here, this spot right here, was shaved off or cut off by some woodcutter, and of course filed down. And when I think about it nowadays, if I still had that guitar, I would have taken off the other point and make it to one of those Vox teardrop guitars. That would have been a beauty on its own. My own little teardrop guitar. My Vox knockoff, as I would call it. Now, later on towards the end of the 1980s, I decided to do something, and when I think about it now, it was a dumbass thing to do, but at the time I didn't know which one watch. I tried to make that Teisco into a Steinberger guitar. And if anybody who has not played them, I'll give it the description. The tuning pegs are the opposite end of the guitar, the end of the body. You attach the strings from the start of the neck all the way to the end of the body, and you tune them from there. Now those kind of guitars are very expensive. Years later, when I was involved with Nancy, I saw this one at a flea market with her that cost about $200. I would have loved to gotten it, but unfortunately it had a few nicks in the wires and stuff, and it would cost more to get it repaired at a nearby music store. So I put it back and hold off for a while. After Nancy's departure, or death I should say, I tried to find that Steinberger guitar, and sadly it was already sold. Oh man, a lot of memories with that Teisco. I remember watching guitar slingers like Richie Blackmore, Brian May, Buck Dharma for Blue Oyster Cult, listening to Randy Rhoads, listening to Black Sabbath's Tony Iommi, Jimi Hendrix, Eddie Van Halen. So I'm gonna give this shout out to the Teisco Guitar Company. I wonder if they're still in operation today. Thank you for providing us with such a unique style of guitar. And if I ever see a model like this, I most definitely will get it. I figured I'd come on here and share this story with you. I'm going to get back to work right now. Let me know what your favorite old guitar was in the comments below. If you have any guitars that you grew up playing that you wish you had in your possession again. In the meantime, subscribe to my channel and hit that like button and notification bell. And guys, enjoy your Christmas weekend. I'll be with family. My nephew and his bride have just arrived while I was at work, so I'll be spending time with them tonight. Bye bye.